and make some coins on today's slate. Simple as that. Simple as that. We got Total Slayer coming in with a 5-unit whale. He still believes. He still believes. There we go, Total Slayer.
Wow.
Here we go, Total Slayer. We are now live on YouTube. Let's fucking go, Goots. Sure he can. Sure he can. Attaboy. Let me pop out that chat and see what the hell's going on over here as well. Wow, a lot of chats today in the YouTube. Okay. A lot of chats today in the YouTube already. Love to see it. I feel like you guys might have been concerned a little bit since it did not start on time on YouTube. That's okay. We figured it out. Elite Gambino coming in hot, resubbing for 45 months. Holy shit, Elite Gambino, a seasoned veteran. The good old 45. CD made it to me at 7 last night. No shot, Elite Gambino. Are you kidding me?
W League.
CD fell to you at 7? You could probably get CD and Nico Collins. Imagine
Dude,
that,
Javon. That would be just.
Fuck a running back. If you can get those 2 wide receivers, you're winning your league.
And then Chase Brown when he come back around.
Well, he might be gone in round 2.
Maybe.
Yeah, he might be gone.
He's been going in round 2 in all these mocks I've been doing. But again, maybe it's just the mocks. I don't know. Maybe it's just the CPU. I don't know. Hype train moving and grooving, folks. Love to see a hype train after a quail shit day yesterday. Why don't we go ahead and hop in and do the recaps, get those puppies over with. While I go ahead and gas up some of the YouTube chatters here. We got Ryan Womack. We got Michael Showers always holding it down in the YouTube. Jesse Chavez. We got Caleb Weisenborn. All these goats lurking in the YouTube. And yes, a shit wager, which I do take some blame for as well. I really like this play too. If Javon didn't have it on there, I probably would have as well. And Joe Ryan is just completely checked out. We're at the time of the season, folks, where if you're on a shit team, if you don't have heart, you are checked out and you are not the same guy you used to be. And Joe Ryan clearly is checked out. And do you blame him on that quail shit team after they trade his entire squad? Probably not. So that's on us for another shit squad rides. We got to figure something out. Tanner Lindsay, no way that was you, bro. Sure. Yeah, you made me look cool to my friends when I was driving up after a round of 18 at renditions. Some guy goes, "What's up, Krabs?" And I was like, "What's up, dudes?" And they're like, "Do you know that guy?" And I was like, "No." Shout out Tanner Lindsay. Good to see you, my man. Appreciate the shout out. Guys, we need to figure it out. I don't know if I have to just pick the squad ride myself. Look, we don't even get a lot of votes in the poll anyways. We get like 50 votes and we have hundreds of people in here watching. Maybe I just pick the squad ride. Maybe we make a change there. I don't know. I'm certainly thinking about it. You
just got to vote like you actually want what's going to win. So I was going back and looking. Say it. What are you saying?
I've been saying that for 5 months.
I know, dude. I was going back and looking over the past couple weeks. There's a big comeback of 10 plus votes every single time just because people are trying to tie the vote, including yesterday when we were both on something Mariners and they went up by 10 votes. And then 5 seconds left, there comes a flood of 1 million votes trying to tie the poll.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and blame the chat. It's our fault for even putting a single loser in the poll. It's our fault.
Yeah, should play.
It's our fault.
We've just been at the
terrible
table,
play.
Dude. Got to give us winners to choose from the chat. That was the only loser there with 2-1. It's not like they're not there.
Typically we do go 2-1, 3-1, and the one loser is the play that wins. Again, guys, maybe we got to hit the reset button. Maybe I just have to pick the squad rides. I can't put my name next to something and have it mean something if I don't even have an involvement here with picking the fucking play. Maybe it's just, me picking the squad rides. Because I'm down to have my name tied to the squad ride. If it wins, great. Not going to get any credit, but whatever, I'm used to it. If it loses, I get all the fucking hate on the feed and everybody hates my guts. I get it. But if that's the case, then I'm going to put my foot down and I'm just going to pick the squad ride and we're not going to vote. We don't get enough votes anyways. We only get 30, 40 votes in the entire poll. It makes no sense. And then you guys are out here trying to tie the poll. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. What if you just limit it to your guys' 2 favorite plays? Then we tie every single time, Josh Mitty.
Yeah,
it's a tie every single time.
That makes it worse whenever we have only 2 plays in there.
Maybe I just pick the squad ride. I don't know. I'm certainly thinking about it. We'll talk about it again. We'll reassess towards the end of the show because I'm tired of losing and taking all the blame when we're not even getting all the votes. We have more people who are trying to tie the poll than actually hit a squad ride. Guys, A year ago, we were so dialed in. A year ago, we were absolutely locked, picking the nastiest plays, and they were winning. And the squad rides were at 60%. Now we're all the way down to like 56% because we have to fucking tie and meme every poll, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Chat's just fucking around. Guys, this is not the Surge stream. If you want to fuck around, if you want to make jokes, that stream starts up at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay? This is not to be fucked with. Okay? This is our livelihoods. My name is tied to this shit, and I don't even factor into the decision. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. So yeah, look, it was funny once or twice, the tie bit, great. If this actually makes you laugh at this point, you have a terrible sense of humor. Terrible sense of humor. It's not funny. It's not funny. And I know it's going to happen again today because you guys want to see me get pissed off. I get it. I get it. That's why I might just have to make the vote myself.
Foot
God.
down.
I don't want to do that, chat. This has been
fun.
the only chat voted POD that fucking hits on the planet. Out of all 8 billion people, the only one that's up coins. And for some reason, we've lost our way the last couple weeks, and it really breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Man, we worked too hard to have the fucking squad ride poll memed. We worked too hard for that shit. Fuck. Pull up the sharp report because our plays weren't great overall either. So not like we're going to sit up here on our high horse. Shit day again. Shit day again. We need football. Fuck.
I can't believe you squeaked the Phillies. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That one was kind of lucky. I'm not going to lie.
A little bit, but sometimes you take that.
Man.
Sorsby will save us.
Do we have a Pickett code? I believe we do. If you put !Pickett in the chat, I believe it gives you a code. Yeah, code Bookit.
The code come up? Oh, there it goes.
Boom. Code Bookit. Okay? Guys, look, I'll take the full blame. Even though I disagree with the people trolling in the chat right now, like you guys need help. I will take full responsibility and full blame for the Cake Squad rides, whether you guys are trolling the votes or not. But I might put my foot down and just pick myself. We got Subbanks coming in, Turner Mac coming in, resubbing for 23 months. Let's fucking go, dude. One word, lock in chat. Yep. We might be past that point, Turner Mac, because all we have is trolls and haters in the chat. So I just think I'm probably going to pick the squad ride myself now. We got Big Matty Mart coming in hot, resubbing for 31 months. Attaboy. Jovan, are you dropping the big 3 or 6 this season? Football is back. We need an update on that. We do.
3 for sure. We've got
a
couple contenders, one for sure locked in. Need to working on that and goat whale next 2 days here.
I'm assuming this week you're going to drop the big 3, right? You have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably tomorrow.
Look out for that this week, chat. Krabs, remember the Bethune-Cookman squad ride a couple years ago? How could I forget?
My God.
How could I forget?
That might have been – that's one of the Hall squad rides.
Richie said, why can we not just do top 3, 2 and 1, and we're good every day? Richie, that's exactly what we did yesterday, and the other 2 plays won, and the play that won the poll lost, and that has happened so many times. Yeah. So many times. Can we get a poll going up right now, honestly? Is this possible to get a poll up going right now that has 2 options? Well, shit. We got a follow coming in. Legend of Dude. I like that guy's style. Sure.
Wow.
Chat, let me get some 10s. Let me get some 4s. Let me get some 10s. Let me get some 4s.
Seeing them.
You're seeing 10s? You're seeing 4s?
I'm seeing a couple of them roll in.
All that crying, karma's a bitch, huh, Krabs? People are so fucked in the heads. What are we saying? Are you kidding me? God, people just don't get it, dude. They don't get it. All right, can we get a poll going in the Twitch that says, are you here to make money or are you here to have fun? Are you here to make money? Or are you here to have fun? We got Sade Whiteman coming in, dropping a 5-unit sub whale. Attaboy. Attaboy, Sade. Attababy, Sade. Come on now. Come on now. You can cash that over, Jay Steiny. I'm certainly getting back in there again this week. My favorite meal. Favorite meal. Can we get a little poll? Moving and grooving. Here we go. What are you here for? To make money or to have fun? I genuinely want to know. We got Big Currid coming in, dropping a 5-unit sub whale. Attaboy.
Big Currid.
Attaboy.
Goat.
Goated. Goated. Attaboy. W's. Appreciate you guys coming in, bringing the positive vibes. Guys, we just want to have, a great stream where we can provide you guys some analysis. You guys can pick the squad rides and we make coins. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Big Bub said, my brain grew massive amounts after listening to the pod this morning. If you guys have not listened to the pods, talk about a great fucking pod where you can learn something. Check out the pod. Check out the pod. We've got 29 votes right now on to make money. We've got 3 votes on having fun. Okay. Keep the same energy when the squad ride poll comes around. Keep that same energy.
Yeah, that might be a skewed vote come a little later.
Yeah, when everybody switches their vote for the memes. It's just not funny.
Different crowds. We're getting surge trickle-ins.
We got Big Cheesy getting involved. I'm here to make money and talk about Krabs' sweet softball swing. Very excited to get back out there again tonight, Big Cheesy.
People not talking about enough that Krabs he's got some get back to get tonight.
Yeah. I got
squad ride get back we got to get tonight, but we also got Krabs in the softball field.
Yeah. You should have seen me at first base though, making scoops, making diving plays. Poured my heart out on that field.
The way you were making diving plays.
Yeah, dude, you saw my knee was gushing blood.
Gushing.
You saw it. We got Nella S coming in hot resubbing as well. You're goated, Nella S. A lot of subbies coming in today. A lot of believers, a lot of people trying to change the vibes. It sucks that a handful of people in the chat have to ruin it for the majority. It really does. It really does. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know if I should pick the squad ride myself. I don't know if I should give you guys another chance. I don't know if we do the poll some other way. GG Sam Hartman. Yep, probably a good thing. He sucks.
He's really bad.
Bless his heart. Great
really
vibes
bad
guy, but not a great QB. Not a great QB. Makes sense. Makes sense. That's life, isn't it? The small group always ruins it for everyone. Typically. No more polls, Sade's saying. Sade's putting his foot down. Dirty Jersey saying, Krabs, you and Jovan pick. We might have to. It sucks because we've made it 750 episodes. It breaks my heart. It really does. Having a group voted squad ride. I don't want to change it.
What if we get one weekly meet down veto every week?
I don't want to change it.
Just one meet down.
Can we do a sub-only poll and get the trolls out of here and only have the people who care vote? That could be an option. Yell at us again like you did last year around this time, and then you went on a heater. I don't want to yell at you guys, Big Cheesy. I want us all to win together. I want that more than anything on earth. It keeps me up at night. I don't fucking sleep when we lose these squad rides, dude. I sit in bed, I toss, I turn, I'm fucking pissed off. I wake up tired as shit. It ruins my day. It's not a fucking joke, man. At this point, I might have to just put foot down and pick it myself. It sucks. I don't want to have to do this. And I was about to do a whole Steam Krabs today on VT's best player getting a fucking DWI on Saturday. We don't have time for that anymore. We're going to move on from that. But how about the Hokies, their best player a week before the game getting a DWI? Unbelievable.
That's just bad.
Why the fuck are you driving high and drunk a week before the season opener? Not even Georgia does that shit. They save that for the offseason when they fuck around. A week before the season. Kid was a captain of the team. A captain.
Plus 7.5.
Caleb Woodson, captain of the team, linebacker, best player on defense. DWI on Saturday. TBD if he plays. He got his captain revoked, as he should. He better fucking play, by the way. Side note. He better fucking play.
Yeah.
You want to fucking teach him a lesson? You bench him for Wofford. You bench him for ODU. And you fuck up his stats for the season. Don't fuck the team. And don't fuck Goods. Don't do it.
Two biggest rules.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'd bench him.
Man.
I would say bench him.
Well, yeah. Probably should get benched. But for the team's sake, I hope they don't. Man. Come on, guys. Can we lock in? The Hokies aren't even locked in a week before the season. That's expected. What's not expected is the squad ride poll getting fucked with and tampered with every day. Every day. That is not okay. That is not acceptable. What's the point of us coming up here trying to teach you guys up, trying to give you guys winners, if the poll is a meme every day? Legitimately asking, what's the point? What's the point? I'll read out some responses here. What's the point? What's the point of our names tied to this POD every day that people tell the most popular POD on X? What's the point if our names are tied to it and we can't even fucking impact the vote? It's just trolls impacting the vote. What's the point? Could try some mail-in votes.
Mail-in votes would be goated.
Man.
All right, I guess the GRP video would be fucking weak, dude. Mail-in VIP services. If anybody
I
saw
can't
that
do it with
feed.
that guy anymore.
I can't, but it's just I couldn't believe it was real. Somebody sent me that video.
I can't do it with that guy anymore. I can't. Guys, there's nothing more I want on this planet. On this planet. Than us to come together the last 10 minutes of every show, vote on our favorite play, our actual favorite play, early on in the poll, and hit together and come back the next day and do it again. There's nothing more I want in my life than us to get this shit back on track. It is priority number one. I can't fucking sleep at night knowing this shit's on a losing streak and I'm losing people coins. I can't.
Shorter poll could be goated.
Yeah, maybe we do a 30-second poll.
30-second speed run poll.
Fuck. I just don't understand why does not everybody in the show vote? And why does half the people who vote wait till the last 3 seconds? It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. Solomon, I'm with you, man. Look, there's still 373, 312, and 17 all time. That's very impressive. That's better than 99.9% of people could do. That is the longest span of any sort of POD tracking on the internet. Tracked for over 3 years. I've been tracking it in the Google Doc. 373, 312, and 17. It's still long big time. But I'm putting my foot down, man. I'm putting my foot down.
Foot down.
And if you're hating in the chat, you're getting banned, respectfully. So, yeah, you're getting banned. Sorry, you are. I can't deal with it anymore. Those are the same people who are trolling the fucking squad ride poll.
Huge. That's huge.
Unbelievable. They're everywhere, Sade. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about the fucking Panthers, man. I actually like the Panthers this year. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. Shit breaks my heart with the fucking squad round, man. People can't take this shit seriously. They don't get it. They don't get it. Fucking breaks my heart. Let's talk about the Panthers. Let's talk about Mr. Bryce Young, who I think is due for a pretty big season here. He's been pretty up and down in his career so far. He's definitely shown some flashes, especially of late. And he actually played decent last season. I'm not going to say good. I'm not going to say great. He played decent last year. He had a couple really good games. To be honest with you, he did. Yeah, again, guys, if you're trolling in the chat right now, you're going to get banned. So if you want to get banned, go ahead. Great. That's the last time I'm going to address it. If you want to get banned, chirp in the chat. Last year, I called Chuba Hubbard. I said, draft him in your leagues late, and he helped you guys win your leagues. Am I that bought into Chuba Hubbard this year after he had a lot of miles on his legs? Not really. Not really. I think last year was the one where he goes off. This year, I'm not really buying into him, but I am buying into Bryce Young. I am. And I think he has a pretty darn good season. They get Ted McMillan. I don't know if that guy's going to be the truth. He certainly will be solid, and he's going to get plenty of opportunities. Man. Xavier Legette, I don't know if he's going to be good. Adam Thielen, he's got a couple miles left until he gets traded or hurt potentially here. Their defense, they add 6 new starters, a lot of D-line help as well. Is it going to be enough, Jovan? Could this team make a run? They went 5-12 last year, a big, improvement from 2-15 the year before. What do you expect in Canales' second season here? Do you think he takes his team up another level? Do you think they did enough in the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope so. Like, I just saw a tweet this morning about Bryce Young's weapons. Like, all of them are either free agents or I think there's a couple that are on another team. All of the ones that are not currently on the Panthers roster. So he was really given absolutely nothing from the start this rookie year. And that was one of the worst seasons statistically like a rookie quarterback's ever had. It's like now we saw a little bit of what he could be last year, and I think everybody saw that with their own eyes against some really good teams in the second half of the year too, after he came back from getting benched because Andy Dalton got hurt. So it's hard not to buy in. And I like Ted McMillan. I don't know if I love him. Still have my concerns if he can like really separate, and God knows what that receiver room is going to look like by mid-season, especially if they end up trying to make a deal out for Thielen before the season starts. But he has the most he's had by a wide margin since he first got there. So it's really hard not to buy in and say he's going to improve. So like, especially in this division and the fact that you're getting a third place schedule, like the keys are there. Absolutely.
I think they'll be better this year. I don't know if they're going to win the fucking bowl. They're probably not going to win their division because your Bucks are going to be pretty darn good this season, like you've already talked about recently. And shout out Charger for hitting that 115X. No shot.
Wow, that's goated.
I'm assuming his POD hit last night, although I paired it with Cake. I paired it with James Wood. Less than 1.5 strikeouts. He struck out in his first 2 at-bats. That guy's just not seeing him. Definition of not seeing him. Did he hit his POD last night, Trent? Let me know. No, that one lost. Wow. Rare.
Jeez.
Rare. I tailed it. Hashtag thank you, Charger. Sure. And he hits a 115X. Cannot make it up. Honestly, you guys should do the squad ride earlier in the show. Too many trolls come in. Yeah, maybe we'll do it earlier and quicker, right? That's a better idea than most. All right. I like this team. Let's go to the best bets and talk a little bit more about the Panthers and what we like about them in the Big 2-5. Okay. Win totals at 6.5. Let's talk about our best bets for the Panthers here. And go ahead and segue. Yep, W's. I'll take the over on their win total. Again, don't know if they win the division. Don't know if they make the playoffs. They might be contending for a playoff run or maybe squeaking in later on in the season. But I do think they win more than 6.5 games. I think they're getting 7+ wins, which would be an improvement a little bit. And let's go through their schedule briefly here. And I'll tell you guys why I think they win 7+ games. Okay. They start out with 2 games on the road against the Jags, on the road against the Cardinals. Those are not easy games. They also play the Falcons at home that 3rd game of the season. I will be, again, very, very generous, very conservative, I guess is the right words. I'll give them 1 win out of those 3 games, and I think they could win 2, to be honest with you. I really do. Then they play the Patriots and the Dolphins, the Patriots and Dolphins. They'll probably win one of those 2 games. Probably more of a chance they beat the Dolphins there at home than the Patriots on the road, but I'll give them 1 win between those 2. That's 2 wins. Then they play the Cowboys and the Jets in their following 2 games. Cowboys at home, Jets on the road. It's probably the Jets they beat there, but I'll give them 1 win between those 2 games. Give them some leeway for some fluke shit there. That's 3 wins. They play the Bills at home. They play the Packers on the road. They play the Saints, I believe, at home. I'll give them 1 win between those 3. Again, it could be 2. It could be 2. So that's 4 wins. And they play the Falcons on the roads and the 49ers on the road. They're going to steal one of those, probably the Falcons. That's 5 wins. And they play the Rams at home, the Saints on the roads, and the Bucks at home. They win one of those 3 games. That's 6 wins. And they play the Seahawks at home and the Bucks again on the road. They're not getting swept by the Bucks this year. They win one of those 2 games. That's 7 wins. And that's me being very, very conservative and leaning towards them not winning a lot of these games, and I think are going to be closer to coin flips. And look, that's at least 7 wins right there. I think it's closer to 8, if I'm being real, but I'm trying to keep my expectations low. This is still the Panthers we're talking about here. I do like their coach. I like Bryce Young. They get a new weapon in Ted McMillan, who's going to be a mismatch nightmare if he can get open, and their defense is always, at least average, and nobody talks about it. So I think they're going to be, contending down the stretch. Maybe not for a division, but they'll be contending for a wild card. And I've got their over 6.5 wins. Jovan, thoughts?
Yeah, I think the most important part of the schedule for me, and I fully agree with you, I'm taking their over ones again this year too, is the fact that the games aren't easy at the beginning of the season necessarily, but look at the schedule of defenses and past defenses that Bryce Young's going to get to face. The Jags, I mean, they're probably going to be better than they were last year. It's hard to be worse, but still not very good. Cardinals, not very good. Falcons are probably the best 20 faces out of that stretch. Patriots are improved, sure, but what are they really going to be? The Dolphins are super banged up, so that defense is not going to be good. The Cowboys defense, I think, is going to be putrid. So I think it's important, not that just he's starting, the fact of getting all these past defenses early for the sake of putting up numbers and winning games, but for Bryce Young, I think coming out early with some confidence means a shit ton for him and for that offense and for this team. So I love the fact that their schedule is kind of backloaded, so you get some easier defensive matchups to start the year, because I think that's going to carry on throughout the rest of the season confidence-wise. Because we've seen what Bryce Young looks like with and without confidence. It's a vastly different quarterback. So that's why, I like his passing touchdowns, and I think a lot of that happened last year towards the back end, where I believe when he came back after that Dalton injury, he had a passing touchdown in every game, which I think is crazy to think about. He had multiple for the last 3 games against the Cardinals, Bucks, and Falcons, which is insane to think about. He was lights out. And now I think with a full season under his belt, obviously some improved weapons around him, and a run game in Chuba that's probably due for a little bit of regression, possibly going to be because Bryce Young's able to sling rock a little more. I like him to get 19.
So do I. I think he's getting him closer to 25 than he is to 18, personally. But
Hope so.
Again, that's a lot of their game scripts. They're going to be down in a lot of games. They're going to be in a lot of close games. They're going to be passing late. And again, you get him a big weapon in the red zone. Ted McMillan, and look, he's not going to beat Eddie, down the field on an out route, probably. Maybe he will a time or two. He did in college a little bit, but these guys are quicker, bigger, faster, stronger. Where he will find success is some slants, some red zone targets. He's a big body. Get him open, feed him up, feed him high, and I think he's going to make some big-time plays for Bryce Young. I think he'll be more of a touchdown guy than he is a yards guy, and more of a red zone threat in the NFL compared to in college, when he was just fucking wide open everywhere he went because he was faster than everybody. Now he's not going to be faster. He's just going to be bigger. You got to use his height to his advantage, right? And I think he's going to come down with a couple extra touchdowns than people are expecting this season.
Okay? I think too, I guess both, more so at the beginning of the year and the back end of the year, they were very scared to let Bryce Young throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field. And it's hard to make that adjustment mid-season a little bit. I think you're probably going to see that with a full off season now, because you got to find out if your guy can throw the ball down the fucking field, which I think he can.
Yeah.
But they didn't make him do that a lot last year because, A, he didn't have the time to do that. The offensive line wasn't great, but B, he didn't have weapons that were getting open down the field really at all either. So let him sling it. And I guess I think they'll be competing more in the beginning of the season than the end, but whether you're trailing or winning against bad defenses. You're going to have your shots.
Yep. Again, guys, if you can't tell, we're pretty confident. We're pretty confident in the Panthers taking another leap. Maybe it's not a fucking giant leap, right? But they're taking another step forwards in the Big 2-5. Okay, I'm pretty excited to watch this Panthers team, and it helps that I'm not very high on their division besides the Bucks. I think the Panthers could finish in second place. When everybody has the Falcons finishing, first of all, in first in this division, which is insane disrespect to Baker and the Bucks and Todd Bowles. When everybody's picking the Falcons to be the dark horse in this division, I think it's the Panthers at plus 500 to win the division. I think it's the Panthers if you can find them at plus money to finish in second place. I think it's worth a stab. But give me their win total over. That's the best bet. And I do love this Bryce Young more than passing touchdowns. I also like his passing yards as well. Okay? Dubs. Yep, Talia said Bryce has the potential to put up big numbers this year. I agree. He does. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Might be time to hop in to some sharp report action and get right to the winners. And yeah, we're going to do the squad ride poll a little bit earlier today, guys. I apologize if the stream is taking longer today. I apologize for the chirps, but I have to get this out. I have to try to get us back on track here, guys. The train is off the track. I got to get us back on the track, back moving and grooving forward here. And I just got to let you guys know, from my heart that I want us all to win together. Okay. I don't want to win with any other group besides, the hundreds of people who are in here with Jovan, with Goots, with Bookit. Nobody else I want to do this with. I know we can do this shit. We just have to lock in. We got to tighten the hinges a little bit. We got to cut the bullshit out. And we got to fucking see green. Plain and simple. Do we want to win or have fun? Well, I have fun when I win, but the winning has to come first.
Yes.
Okay?
I do
Let's
not
keep
want
moving
to
and
let
grooving.
don't want to let Big Baller sub get swept either. Subbed up.
Okay, Big Baller, you're him.
Missed the
Yep,
sub,
Big
unfortunately.
Baller.
Shout out Big Baller, though.
Great call. Keep me in check, Jovan. Big Baller, 16 months. You're him. Buy the squad ride at the lowest price. And again, guys, if we keep it in perspective, if this is the lowest of the low, which I think it might be, we are still 60 games over 500s. 60 games. So let's keep that in perspective. I know it's been a shitty year for the squad rides. I know it's been a shitty month, certainly for the squad ride, but let's keep it in perspective and let's just tighten the hinges a little bit here, guys. Let's just tighten them up. That's all we're going to do. Just lock in. Okay? Tighten them up a little bit. Okay? All right. Let's move. Let's groove. And let's talk about some baseball. Let's talk about some baseball. Anybody noticing this season, maybe it's just me as an NL East guy, the Mets have the Phillies number. Anybody seen an uptick in bitching from Phil Zutley on the feed? I certainly have. It actually brings a smile to my face every time. It's hilarious. Him and SBR are like doing the handshake emoji, fading their own team. I think he actually locked in the Mets to win the division last night. And maybe as a meme, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to jinx them. Hilarious, though. I find that shit so funny. But the Mets have been struggling overall the last month or so. You guys know, right? Pretty clear to see. But they still play well against the Phillies. They have the Phillies number. If I was a Phillies fan, I'd be concerned. Number one, because you got a lot of games left against this team this season. Number two, God forbid you got to see this team in the postseason. A divisional matchup, that could be sketchy as hell, right? Last night, 13-3. The Mets spanked that ass and beat the Phillies. You got Alec Boehm bitching about some stuff in the outfield like that matters. Next thing you know, they score 10 immediate runs. The Mets do. That's karma for bitching about shit that doesn't matter on the field. And a 13-3 loss. I typically would not be backing a team running it back after they spank a team by 10 runs like that. But I just think the Mets have the Phillies number right now. I do. And I don't think that changes tonight. I think that continues tonight. And seeing the Mets open up a favorite, the Mets opened up minus 115 last night. Now the Phillies are minus 115. No shit. They got a better starting pitcher, which I don't think he's better, but everybody else does. And he has better stats. And Jesus Luzardo, the Phillies are a better team. They are right now. Do I still believe in the Mets? Do I believe in Soto and co, Pete Alonso? Do I think it could be the Mets year? I actually do. But they got to fucking wake up, and they are waking up right now. And a series against the Phillies could do wonders for the Mets' confidence as they head towards the postseason here. Jovan, I know you're rooting against them. Obviously, you have your Reds future, so you're not a big Mets guy right now. But I do like the Mets today. I like Manaea. I think we were a start early on back in Manaea. And if you look at the prize picks boards, I know I always harp on the prize picks board. Maybe the weirdest pitcher squares up there on the entire board for Sean Manaea today. I can't resist.
Yeah, for both of them,
can't.
really, because this was a
Yeah.
weird series for the Phillies pitchers because they're all coming off of master classes. They all had double-digit strikeouts and dominant starts against the Mariners. Now they're coming back with a much tougher matchup, and that was probably Jesus Luzardo's best start of the year. And Manaea was dealing for a bit until it all blew up. I think in like the last 5th inning it was against the Nats. So I mean, the fact that they're even a favorite to begin with is pretty nuts.
Jesus Luzardo is 5-2 with a 2.6 ERA against the Mets in 9 starts. He owns the Mets. Then you go look at prize picks and you see he's got a 17.5 pitching out square that is completely green. The under is juiced on the books. Riddle me that one. That's nasty. That's a crabby square if I've ever seen it. So crabby. And he's got some other weird squares up there too, man. His fantasy score is low. He had 61 fantasy points in his last start. Yeah, before that, he had 34 against the Nats. He's on fire, dudes. He's on fire. And he's got a 6 strikeout square after getting 12 against, a dozen, which is absurd. Yeah. A dozen against the Mariners, like you're saying. And then 7 against the Nats. The guy is on fuego. It's looking like Jesus Luzardo is getting back on track, right? Well, the books certainly don't believe so. I think they muck him up. And then Manaea, on the other hand, has some squares that make it look like he's going to have a good outing on the opposite end there. So, big time prize picks game here for me with both starting pitchers. And it's also just the baseball brain play a little bit here. If you watch this series, not just last night, but this entire season, if you watch this series, the Mets have a different type of swagger, a different type of aura going about them against the Phillies this year. They got some confidence. They might not have confidence against the other teams in the NL, but for some reason, they've been playing great against the Phillies in the Big 2-5, and I think that continues. Okay?
Yep. I'm with that.
Dubs.
With that.
We got the new website link in the chat that we've been working on. I didn't know that was public info yet.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah, check it out, guys. Not done yet, but looks very clean. And expect some articles from us up on that site. Lots of work to be done. Yeah, but look sharp. Yep. I'm happy. We got a meeting again tomorrow about it. We got a website dropping here soon, guys. We're trying. We're grinding out here. We're doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you guys aren't even seeing. Okay? Excited for that. Yeah, probably wasn't supposed to share, but whatever. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Jovan. Wow, fading your Rays, but backing your guy.
Yeah, kind of. It's a weird game, and I mean the Rays, to my surprise, I really didn't have any take on that game yesterday, but I was surprised to see them as dominant as they were, which was unbelievable. Part of that was Junior, who, I mean, he's just unbelievable. He's going to hit 40 nukes probably in the next couple of days here, but 2 home runs, has a 1.5 HRR square up against a lefty, so if that was anybody else, I'd probably be fading it. But great game yesterday. Pitching was dominant too. Now you get Parker Messick, who this game just means more for, a Tampa kid from Tampa, born and raised, pitching against his hometown team in the Rays. Granted, this game is in Cleveland, but it's a big game. Also, Shane Baz is on the other side, who he's been really bad. And I don't think this is going to be his worst game necessarily, but he's bad for a reason. And I don't think this is like a guy that you want to be predicting or trying to get a bounce back start for, because his problem's not just him not having it on a certain day. His problem is the fact that he doesn't have a third pitch at this point. He has a reliever's repertoire. So like he has fastball, slider, cutter, and the cutter is not effective enough. So like it makes him go fastball, slider. And against a team like the Guardians, again, this is not like the Guardians of past couple of years where they like super non-strikeout, like Royals type team, but is like pesky up and down. But like the top of that lineup, if you're a 2-pitch pitcher, how the fuck do you pitch to Quan? How the fuck do you pitch to Jose Ramirez? How the fuck do you even pitch to Manzardo? The top of that lineup is ridiculously tough to get behind for a pitcher like that regardless. So even if he has a relatively decent start, His problem right now is the fact that he's very predictable up there, which is still really bad for a Guardians lineup like this or against a Guardians lineup like this. So this still is probably going to be a low scoring game. It's the theme of this series, even though the Rays splooged for a little bit yesterday. I don't think that's going to be the same for these next couple games, but I think Parker Messick's going to shove. The Rays are the worst team in baseball by a pretty decent margin against lefties on the road. So I think that's going to continue, even if you get a stray bullet from Junior staying hot, which probably not, looking at that HR square, or like a Yandy or somebody there, or even like a Morel. But Parker Messick, the stuff is electric, and I think the strikeouts are going to be there, and the bullpen is in a much better spot for the Guardians than it probably was coming into yesterday. So I think they win this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's crazy. Maybe it's a good thing because this is about to be a battle of Berg. I actually like the Rays today.
Wow.
Yeah, and maybe that's a good thing.
Just...
Baz's squares make it seem like he's going to be Cy Young. Your guy Messick squares make it seem like he's going to be Mitchell Parker. That's just what I'm seeing over there on Prize Picks. But again, was not confident enough to put it on my sharp report. So I'll be rooting for you in the guards.
Sure.
Okay. Let's move. Let's groove. James, that's serious dedication, bro. You still have the first Bookit app on your phone. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah. That's crazy. You've not updated your phone that long. Okay. Let's move. Let's groove. Got another straight bet for you guys. We'll close this out with a pair of first 5 unders. This one's nasty. Stick with me, but it's hitting. Mitch Keller. I feel like I bet on every Mitch Keller start this season. I've found some success. Not the last one, but overall, knock on wood, backing or fading Mr. Mitch Keller and Palante as well. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. Every single one of these guys starts. I feel like I have coins on.
This is the crab start.
It is. This is the Krabs Bowl right here. And look, I had the Pirates team total under yesterday. The Pirates have been on fire. They did lose the game, but that team total under was an atrocious play. The game was 7-6. 7-6, the Cardinals beat them in the first game of the series. And the total in this game opened up with a super juicy under 8.5 last night. It was almost so juicy. I'm surprised it didn't open up at 7.5. It was a -120, -125 under 8. Now it's -110 both ways. Shocker, because people are betting on the over because they see Mitch Keller and Palante's combined 9.5 ERA. These are 2 shit pitchers, right, chat? Well, if they're 2 shit pitchers, then why is the total this low? Why did the total open up with even juicier odds to the under? And why are the squares on Prize Picks making it seem like it's going to be Max Scherzer versus Clayton Kershaw, a vintage, ace-off? It does. Go look at some of Mitch Keller's squares. I'll talk about one of them in a moment that I love. And Palante's squares aren't too shabby as well. Pirates are also catching steam in this game. I think Mitch Keller throws a fucking gem and carries the weight for this first 5 under. And again, guys, we could give up a solo nuke. We can give up one bad half inning. Okay? If we do, we're still fine. We have some runs to work with here. This is an under 4.5 we're talking about. I'm loving the first 5 under. Keep these bullpens out of it. No good comes out of backing these bullpens. Let's isolate the starting pitchers. I think we get a rare pitcher's duel between Mitch Keller and Palante. We know Mitch Keller is better than he's been pitching. We know that. But I think Palante shows up today as well and helps us smack this first 5 under.
That would be huge. Your guy getting involved.
I do get involved with both these gents. I feel like every single start.
Pretty much.
I've had more success with Mitch Keller, although not in his last starts. Palante has been more 50-50. Okay?
Down.
Dubs. All right, swing it around for me, Gucci. Let's see what Jovan's cooking up over there. Wow, back in Trent's A's against Pat.
Okay. Oh my God, back potentials. We might be here. We might actually be here. Yeah, crabs abducted, stream abducted. That might be the last we ever saw of Krabs. skip to football on Thursday? Certainly. No way Daniel's the one that was sending Geertz messages. Caking it. Krabs with the bar stool, Krabs with an attitude. Give the input on Kelsey and T Swift. I have no input. Not a single bit of fucking input. And the fact that they're sending ESPN noties about their engagement is unbelievable. I promise you we do not care about that bullshit, man. Can they hear you? Let's see if they can. Yeah, Krabs. Yeah, I can hear you. He's in there. Okay. No way you had the yes, Daniel. I was literally, the freest one decade. That's just unreal. Just unreal. Goots back up and moving. Yes, it's Mac. We'll be for sure getting those up. No way Yelad's bitching about Mitch. He's fucking gooning about him. He has the first 5 under.
Back
is Ma.
I
Give
know.
it a second. We'll reset pixels.
I know.
But while it's doing that, fuck Patty C. Fading him. Calling that shit fake sharp. You know why I think that's up in fake sharp, Krabs? Other than the fact that the baseball brain tells you the Angels, they've been decent against lefties all year. In the last month, they've been fucking kidding, like absolutely murdering them in GTA. They've been top 5 in the MLB and been more patient. Their walk rates through the roof. See how much that matters against Patty C. But that square that's up, and a lot of his squares are not as sharp as you think because he's pitched against them 3 times already this year, and he's thrown a gem every single time. 2 runs, and 1 run. So it's a little less weird when you consider that. Now, when the Angels not only are killing lefties much harder than they have all of the season when they're top 5 in the MLB, they've also been killing them when they go on the road, which we know going into that stadium expecting runs is a tricky slate because you never get them, and you especially didn't get them last night, even though they hit up DeGrom. It was only for 2 runs in a game that they won. But now I think they absolutely unleash against Patty C, who I think is at this point in the season and at this point in his career winding down, and there's not really going to be a turning point for him because he's been pretty bad as of recent. And I think that that's more of what we're going to expect from Patty C for the rest of the year rather than what we saw in the first half of the season where he was on his absolute insanity run. So I think the Angels bust all over him today, whether it's Neto, whether it's Joe Adell, who has some crazy odds. And the last time I saw this, he hit multiple nukes in a game, and his RBI odds look super weird because he's much shorter than everybody else. It's a sign of things to come.
Can't say I'm not concerned about this one.
I would expect you to be.
Okay. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. I got another straight bet for the peeps here. Another first 5 under. Big Cheesy. Please, dude, Big Cheesy. If you went back and counted all the first 5 unders, they're probably hitting at 60%. Please don't let 1 or 2 bad ones over the last week ruin your first 5 unders and let you not bet on them. That would be a stupid decision. Don't let your recency bias cost you less coins. Okay? Got another first 5 under for you here, guys. I was debating between squaring up and taking the Brew Crew and just taking this first 5 under. Tie goes to the first 5 under, and the under in this game is catching steam. And if you're 0-2 on bets and you're giving up, that's just 0 heart. I'll be honest, Big Cheesy. 2 losses is going to cost you from betting on first 5 unders. Come on, man. That's absurd. Because I'm going to hit 2 first 5 unders here today, and they're both going to smack. And this is one of them here. Arizona, Milwaukee, Brandon Pfaadt, and that 5 ERA. Nobody wants to back Brandon Pfaadt. I'll back him to go out there and be serviceable. I do think Mizorowski throws a shutout today. I think he figured out something in that last start. He's been pretty fucking bad, though, overall before that.
He's so bad.
I think Mizorowski deals today. I do. I think he absolutely shoves against a depleted, terrible Diamondbacks lineup that has nothing to play for at this point. They're dead. Brandon Pfaadt is going to do enough. The under's catching steam. Mizorowski is going to lock in today. His strikeouts are high. His squares look good, like he's going to deal. He's got a 3.5 hits allowed goblin square that's up there, which is fucking weird as shit. And I think he goes out there and shoves today against a lineup that's dead. So give me the first 5 under. Let's just hope Brandon Pfaadt goes out there and does job. If he does, this one's going to be easy.
That would be huge. I'm so out of Mizorowski, but if Pfaadt can do job, Pfaadt can do job. That would be great.
It's actually 3.5 demon hits allowed. That's what I thought was weird. When most people are up for 4.5, 5.5 hits allowed normal squares, he's up for a 3.5 demon. Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's hope he doesn't walk the fucking bases loaded. He's walked a lot of people in the last couple games. He's walked 8 people in his last 3 games.
Yeah.
So if you think he walks a lot of people today, you guys could take his more than 1.5 walks goblin. That should hit. That should hit.
Probably
Now, when squares are up there like that and you can't even take the less than, typically means he is not going more than.
Well, part of that's because he's on a pitch count too. Or innings count, depending on what comes first.
Yeah, well, he's shoving today. Doesn't matter. Shut out.
I'll be rooting for it.
Shut out. All right, swinging around. Jovan's got one more straight bet here.
Been a while, Krabs.
Yeah.
Been a bit. This might be the return to greatness we need. Game yesterday, I mean, found its way somehow, some way to at least getting over with that crazy late splooge with the Bangaliers. I forget who hit the second one, but the Bangaliers grand slam off of Skubal, which is absolutely electric. But today, much different because I think you're going to get more runs from the start. That game was a sleep fest for a while. I think the first 5 actually was 0-0, but now you get Charlie Morton, who's been lights out since he's come to Detroit for a majority of his starts. He's been really, really good overall. Don't think that's going to work today against an A's team. You really don't want to throw a ton of off speed too, especially if you're trying to hit him from the right side of the plate or from the right side as a pitcher. You're going to want to throw more fastballs and try to get it past him. That's not Charlie Morton's game. So, like, I think that's going to be a problem for him matchup wise. And then you have like this semi bullpen game that the A's are going with Beto, because I don't know what his leash is going to look like now that he's back and getting innings in the rotation. But regardless, that's a lot of strain on a lot of bad arms. And Beto, I think, is a horrible matchup too. If you guys remember what Beto's done throughout his career, like anytime he comes to the mound, we're always targeting lefties. Well, who do the Tigers have? They have Kerry Carpenter. They have Riley Green. They have even like Colt Keith, who's seeing beach balls right now. So anytime there's a pitcher on the mound for anybody facing the Tigers that has a real problem against lefties, that's a real problem for them. And again, I don't know how many times you're going to see him, but that could only mean a couple different things: that he's on a limit and you're getting a lot of that bad A's bullpen, or he's just getting absolutely knocked. So taking runs, which for the record, I mean, after we saw the total yesterday, I thought 11 from the jump was a little high.
Okay. Back in runs out there in Sacramento. Overs have not been great of late, although it did hit last night, and they're still positive for the year, 33, 29, and 2 in A's home games for the over. So though they looked a lot better a couple weeks ago, still positive and still a very hitters-friendly park. Could be the difference tonight between the Tigers as they try to get their leg back after an embarrassing loss last night, and the A's, who I honestly think could win this game again.
I agree.
Yeah. Charlie Morton squares are super duper sketchy. Makes it seem like he's going to get mucked up. And again, maybe it's because of what we saw last night. Maybe it's because he's pitching in this very hitter-friendly park. I don't know what it is, but his squares are very, very disrespectful.
I can probably tell you why. So I think I saw something earlier on the feeds talking about his fly ball rate's the highest it's been in his career, which makes sense. He's giving up a lot more contact and a lot less strikeouts. Like when they hit the ball, it's going to be in the air. But I mean, look at where he pitched his last couple games outside of Detroit. Like he had 4 starts with the Tigers so far, and then 2 of the games were at home, so they're in Detroit. Then 1 was in Minnesota, and then 1 was in Philly. Which, depending on the weather, Philly can be a spot, but like majority of those spots, not very fly ball friendly places. Kind of cater more to the pitchers. So now that you're there, have fun.
Love it. W over. W fading Uncle Charlie, and let's just hope Beto gets mucked up as well. Okay?
We got it.
Who knows how long he'll even be in this game. All right? Need the Nats report from Krabs so I can fade. I literally don't get it. Again, I hit another bet in the Nats game last night, and I've hit a lot of bets on the Nats this season. Way more than I've lost.
Fucking talking.
People just make shit up and they think they're right, and it's really fucking annoying, man. I'd love to just switch roles for a day, and maybe we could have you guys run the show, and I could just make up stuff in the chat.
Well, speaking of Nats, boy, do I have a square for you, Krabs.
Let's go. Let's get to it.
Do I have a square for you? CJ Abrams. CJ Abrams, your guy.
Yep. I
have told myself, and I've kind of thought that he was going to have his moment in Yankee Stadium this series because he's been realistically, wanted to heat up a little bit more, but he's been one of the only guys kind of holding that offense together. I know he's been, even like when some of the guys have been going through their tougher stretches, he's obviously been the guy, one of the most underrated guys in all of baseball because he plays in the Nats, but he's been putting them together, and this has to be the matchup for him for a couple different reasons. I don't think that he's doing it tomorrow with Max Fried on the bump, so that's one, but Luis Gil is going to allow a lot of hard contact, I think, against this Nets lineup, which is an irregularity. But when you face the top of this lineup, you're going to have to attack them similarly like to what I talked with Charlie Morton about. You're going to have to throw them a lot of hard stuff, which is like, I don't think that really works against a lot of guys like CJ Abrams and really anybody other than James Wood as far as overpowering him. Luis Gil has had his like control struggles throughout a little bit of last year towards the tail end. And like even through this year, like the command hasn't been incredibly sharp, but I think this is a perfect matchup for CJ Abrams, especially if you make use of that little short Mickey Mouse, literally right field Porsche there. But I love the matchup for him today. And I think he gets the offense going after a horrific showing from the entirety of the lineup yesterday.
Quick question real quick. And I like that CJ square. Do you guys think this is a funny comment? Need the Nats report from Krabs so I can fade. Is that a good joke? Is that a funny joke? I don't get the humor. He says it's all jokes and humor. It's not funny to me. It's just bullshit.
It's just
am I wrong, Chad? Is that funny? Need the Nats report from Krabs so I can fade. Is that a funny joke? Should he do stand up? Should we get him an open mic going here? Is it funny?
Trent Birders.
Honestly, like, is it? Am I missing something here? Is it funny, or is this just a stupid comment? I don't get it. I do like that CJ square. I'm hoping he steps up. Look, they moved into the 2-hole, which I don't love because he had all his magical powers batting leadoff. But I do think the Nats bounce back today. I think they honestly get a win today on the roads. I like him at plus chicken. I think Mackenzie Gore shoves. Am I a little bit worried about Mackenzie Gore? When the lights are bright up there in Yankee Stadium. Yeah, I am. But I trust my ace, and I trust CJ to show up when no one else does.
Love the square.
Love the square.
Be so goated.
Okay.
Then the nasty one, David Fry. The last time David Fry's gotten a hit, Krabs?
It's probably been a while if you got the square up.
It's been 12 days on August 14th. Granted, like, he's a platoon guy some of the times. Like, he hasn't played full games in the majority of like these 2 weeks. He's been either coming into pinch hit or been pinch hit for, but he's been fucking awful. And he's had 4 Ks in a row. Those last 4 ABs, but he's usually used against a lefty. And today, I think the only time that I want to take him against a righty, and the only time that like you ever see him do anything of substance against a righty, happens to be when they're a simple like 2-pitch approach pitcher, which Shane Baz, a lot of the reason he's been very bad is just like I talked about. It's a little bit of that, but for these guys that are, I don't know, heavy strikeout guys, but also like heavy power guys, when you're facing a guy that you know is going to throw 2.5 pitches, especially when they keep leaking over the plate and he's giving up a lot of hard contact off of them, that's kind of an issue. So like the fact that he sees fastball and slider, and he's a pretty horrid fastball hitter, so he's probably going to get a bunch of them. He's been bad against the guys that have like the whole kitchen sink to throw against him. Shane Baz ain't that. So I think there's a reason this square is up after a hitless 2 weeks. And yes, McKeith, really, whenever I'm making David Fry, I think he's either strikeout or extra base hit. So I do think a nuke is certainly on the table.
Wouldn't that be something if he breaks the streak with a Nukenheimer?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, swing it around for me, Goots. I'm going to go over my squares, and then we're going to do the squad ride. Luzardo, greenest square on Prize Picks, juice to the under on the books. This one smells fishy. And again, like my sell job on the Mets ML, I do think they get to the lefty today for the first time, maybe in his career. He has shoved against the Mets in his career in those 9 starts, like I was talking about earlier. Tonight, they get to him. The Mets stay hot as they need to keep making up ground to make the fucking playoffs. This game just means more. And I think there's a weird vibe going around the Phillies right now with Zach Wheeler getting ruled out for the season. A lot more pressure on guys like Luzardo. I don't know if I like Luzardo when the pressure's on. I'll take his less than pitching now. It's completely greened out chart. Luzardo's going to have to step in and be, that guy. He's going to have to be the ace for this team. And that seems like trouble to me. That seems like shitting down the leg for Jesus Luzardo, who I think gets pulled in this game either in the 5th or early on in the 6th. Take his less than pitching outs. It's juiced to the under on the books. And then we got Mitch Keller. He's coming off of giving up a bunch of hits in his last couple starts. Am I frozen again?
GG. That is just unbelievable, man. Back
Are we back?
Back as Paul.
Oh,
UFOs are flying.
what a day today, huh?
Shit.
Mitch Keller, less than 5.5 hits allowed. Super green. He's going to shove today. Love the first 5 under. Mitch Keller deals today. Go look at his squares on Prize Picks. Go look at the odds for his props in the books. I'm seeing a rare Mitch Keller legacy start. We know it's in there. He's been much, much better overall this season than he's been of late. And I think he has some positive regression, if that's even a thing, in this game tonight. So love the first 5 under. Probably my favorite play today. Mitch Keller is going to be the one leading the charge, and he's going to shove today, which is not the hottest of takes against a Cardinals team that's pretty dead as well, and they have nothing to play for at this point either. So go and give me Mitch Keller, who also is very, very juicy to the under on the books for this prop, minus 130. I think he absolutely shoves.
Sure. I'm in for that.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and fire up the squad ride? Get that puppy done early. And then we can move on and talk about the rest of the slate on Pickett Pro. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut down the options. We're going to do 2 or 3 options max. We're going to do it for 1 minute. We're going to make it nice and quick. You guys don't have a ton of time. And we're going to cash the squad ride today. Those are 3 things I know. We're going to do the earlier poll. We're going to do a quicker poll with less options. And we're going to hit a play. Those are 3 things I know. Jovan, which of your plays are you in love with, my man?
I'll save you the Guardians, but I can counter with that with 12 runs in Oakland.
All right. Hate overs, but I'm going to trust. Let's put it in there. I would like to put in the Cardinals Pirates first 5 under. What do you think about the Mets?
I like the Mets. I'm with you on the Mets.
Okay. Let's put the Mets in here as well. Let's make it a 3-piece. That way Jack can't tie the poll in a 2-piece. Let's go 3 plays, 3 winners. Let's go 1 minute. D-Watt, we definitely have life, bro. Certainly. Let's go 3 plays, 3 winners. Let's go 3 plays, 3 winners for 1 minute in the poll.
I'm shocked you like the Rays. That threw me off.
Yeah, I do like the Rays. I mean, Shane Baz looks like he's going to be Cy Young looking at his squares today. So, and I wanted to fade your guy coming off a legacy first start of the season.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Rays are definitely crabby. What kept me off was the fact that they won 9-0 last night.
And that the Guardians won or lost 6 in a row.
Yeah. But again, it's baseball, and streaks continue longer than you expect.
Fair.
Unfortunately. All right. 3 plays, 3 winners. Hurry up. Go, go, go. Get your votes in. You got no time today. We got a quicker poll today. Lock in your votes today. Hurry up. 3 plays, 3 winners. Tigers, Athletics over. Cardinals, Pirates, first 5 under. And the Mets on the money line. Hurry up. Go, go, go. Get those votes in. Who's it going to be? It's a close race here. It's a 3-horse race, and you only got about a minute left here. Let's see who ends up winning. Looks like it's going to be the over in the Tigers and the Athletics game. Okay.
Wow, I didn't realize they were nah.
shit I'm talking about, man. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because people don't take this shit seriously. They don't care.
Nah.
I've never had a problem with effort. I've never had a problem with caring, accomplishing a goal. And this shit really is getting to me, man. It's really getting to me. It's really unfair. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Goots, get up here, man. Should we say fuck them and go with the play they didn't vote for and fade the chat? Go first 5 under 4.5? What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of like that idea.
I'm down.
Dude, no way
I'm
we're
in.
doing that.
But,
yeah, I'm in.
But
It doesn't feel right. You can't do that.
I agree that, like, we've never done that.
No, that feels like asking him to vote for least favorite play, and then we end up on preseason.
Yeah.
I think they just vote for the overs. They just take every over because they want an over. And they're not even looking at,
We can take the
props
Mets.
or
We can take the
odds.
Mets.
I think we take the first 5 under 4.5.
Dude, why even run the poll?
I mean, they tied it again. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We do all this work for them to troll again. I think we fade them and we go first 5 under. That's me putting my foot down.
All right, foot
I
down,
will eat
Krabs.
the consequences. I'll eat the consequences. If it doesn't hit, we're going to take the first 5 under 4.5. That's going to be the squad ride today. And until the chat takes this seriously, I might fade him every day. Because if we do that the last 2 months, we are up so much coin. So much coin. So I'm putting my foot down. I'm going to lead because I'm a leader. I'm not going to listen to other people. I'm not going to listen to the chat. I'm putting my foot down. And if it hits, great. Hopefully I get some credit. If it doesn't, I will take full responsibility because I'm done fucking around. Worked too hard for this shit. Foot down, squad ride, first 5 under 4.5.
Foot down.
I'm done. Gooch, take me to Pickett Pro. Please. Please. Take me to Pickett Press. I want to check the splits in the Nats game. I want to see if people are betting on Mackenzie Gore or if they've given up on my glorious Nats.
I mean, they've probably given up, Krabs.
Well, only one way to find out. Let's check out these splits. The thing I love most about Pickett Pro, sure, it might not have the largest sample of plays or of bet splits and bets and money, but you know it's real. You know where it's coming from. A lot of these other sites, you have no fucking clue if it's true. You have no clue where the splits are coming from, where the data is coming from. At least we know on Pickett Pro, at least we know on Pickett that it's all tracked, it's all real. That's what I really appreciate. So although it might be a smaller sample, I'm certainly a fan. I'm certainly a fan of Pickett. Looks like everybody and their mother's betting the over. Shocker after last night. And again, I don't know if I'm trying to get nasty. If I would take it under in this game, it did open up at 8.5. It would certainly be a first 5 under. But the bullpens on both sides scare the living fuck out of me. Although the Nats bullpen's actually been nails over the last week and a half. But how long can that last? Probably not. Probably not very long.
Yeah.
So
they're also probably pretty gassed after yesterday, right?
Yeah, we had our A bullpen out there for a minute, which makes no sense. And the Yankees as well to close that puppy out. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's move. Let's groove. W splits there. And let's go ahead and look at the Orioles game, the Goots Bowl, Bradish versus Giolito. Welcome back.
I try to be so good, Krabs. Try to be so good. I really wanted to take the Red Sox yesterday. I didn't do it. Kicked myself because I knew that show was free, with them favored being a bullpen game. But man, do I want to bet on Bradish today?
Yeah, I do too. Very scared to bet on guys in their first start back, but Bradish has done this before, and he certainly has some experience coming off the IL. The guy's great. He's just always hurt. Sucks. Yeah. I certainly do lean the O's. You probably won't see me betting on them because no good comes from that, right? But and they're getting a couple more bets, at least on the +1.5 than I initially expected there. But again, who's betting on the +1? Cannot be a ton of bets there with the, ML pretty close to a pick 'em. So most people are betting on the Sox in this game. Some bets on the under as well. And I certainly would not be betting an under involving Giolito and a pitcher coming back from injury, making his debut.
Yeah. Right? I do remember that one of his, I think, first First starts of Giolito's little like insanity run, like on the start end of it, was throwing like an absolute gem, one of his best starts of the season against the Orioles. So if there were anything to turn around, just like how Sagano just dealt against the Red Sox and now he was a dog, might be that. Giolito throwing turkeys now.
Yeah. I think he sucks. I think his little legacy run is over, but I'm scared to back the S. So I'll stay off.
Yeah.
Keep that a lane.
As you should.
Okay. Big Cheesy. Squad ride is going to be the first 5 under in the Cardinals and the Pirates game. Okay. Let's keep moving and grooving here. We got about 15 minutes left. I'd love to check the splits in your Super Bowl, the Rays versus your guy Messick, and see what's going on over there.
Yeah, I wonder.
Let's check them.
Those are probably got to be relatively split. I can't even see. Yeah,
it's hard because they're the same color, but
pretty split.
Yeah,
a little more Rays.
Can we check the? Let's do a Kyle Juice check on the squad ride, the first 5 under. Let's check out the Cardinals and the Pirates game. I'm hoping that there's a lot of bets on the over in this game. Wouldn't that be nice? Ooh, wow, some bets on the under coming in. Okay. More than I expected, to be honest with you. That's all right. It's still a winner. Not worried about it. What about the Phillies and the Mets game, Gootsy? Can we take a peep at that game? The NL East off? Should be a really good game again tonight. Loving the Mets. I think Manaea outpitches Luzardo, which is kind of a hot take. Look at all those people on the fucking Phillies. Holy smokes. No wonder why that line's moved 10 cents towards the Phillies.
Jeez.
No wonder. No wonder. Nobody bet in the Mets. Jeez.
Not a soul, dude.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Interesting.
Yep. Let's move. Let's groove. Couple more games here. We'll peep. I want to see the Brewers and the Diamondback splits. Let's see if people are trusting Miz to bounce back or trusting Brandon Pfaadt and betting that under. There's more bets on that under too than I expected. Okay. Interesting. All right. What about Jovan's legacy Sacramento over? He's the king of these overs in Sacramento, sniffing these puppies out. Let's check out the splits.
Too many under bets. There's actually
a good
more than I
amount.
would have thought.
Huh.
That's honestly pretty surprising. Maybe
actually
that's
more bets on the under in the game.
Yeah, that's surprising. I maybe that's Charlie Morton recency bias because he's been good, but that's very surprising.
Turnermax says he's squaring up for Hunter Brown. After Richie said any reason not to square up for Hunter Brown. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get involved there. I do like that his strikeouts are pretty high.
It's the Rockies, so I mean, if it were
any
lower,
Rockies,
it would be pretty surprising. I don't know. I'm just looking at those games like that. These are such the games that the Rockies win, and they could so strike out a billion times in doing it. But
yep.
This is the most Rockies win for no reason game ever.
It is.
Brown taco? No way he's a taco.
Yeah, he is. For strikeouts. 4.5.
Lord.
4.5. Okay. Krabs cooking stream was fire yesterday. I need more of those. I mean, Kevin, I'm just making freaking Trader Joe's frozen chicken every time. But I appreciate that.
Just gas.
You could diversify the portfolio. I mean, so good.
Just gas.
So good. Yeah, it's $4 for that whole bag, bro. Best deal in town.
It's a great
best deal in town. Yep.
Great deal.
Does Trent know his goat whale is on Pickett already? Yes, that's the point.
Yes,
that's why we partner with Pickett. You get early access to the goat whale there. So if you follow Trent on Pickett, great point there, Zay Picks. If you follow Trent on Pickett, you can already go see the goat whale. Puppy's already locked in. Big Cheesy, you'd have to pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars to cook up mac and cheese on a stream. Hundreds of thousands.
Fuck.
Steamed broccoli over steamed crabs. I'm a sucker for some steamed broccoli, man. Sucker. Although, again, not many nutrients in frozen broccoli. Something I've learned. Kind of unfortunate. Not much going on there. Better than nothing, but...
I'm a big Brussels sprouts guy.
Ooh, yeah.
Love tossing some
Brussels
of
sprouts
those.
are good, man.
Brussels sprouts with some steak seasoning, some Montreal steak seasoning in the air fryer will just change your life. Make that like every other day that I'm here.
Brussels sprouts, a sleeper pick. Genuinely don't know how the goat whale loses, Chad. I bet Trent. That's your goat whale.
Trent's said that exact sentence like 20 times in the past couple days. So
I feel like
can
he
tell
just
you,
knows he's not running it back to back, so now he's just fucking around.
he's trying to convince
Just fucking
himself
with
that
people.
there's no possible way.
Well, I respect the grind, but I unfortunately do think there is probably a way. There's probably a way. We got
Hopefully
Canadian
not, though.
Goots coming
What are
in,
you tailing?
splooging a sub bang. Yeah, I'm gonna tail it too. I tailed it last year, and he actually made me some coins. That's the first lineup I've tailed from Trent that hit.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go, Trent.
Goated.
Attaboy. Attaboy. Krabs, tell me how it loses then. To be honest, I haven't looked at it, so I don't know what it is yet. Would love for you to send it to me, and I'd happily go over that. Okay. Shout out Canadian Goots, blessing up real Nicky Gambles with a subby. I want to hear from Krabs how he thinks it doesn't hit. I will happily tell you, Trent. Just send it to me, man.
I think
You didn't
Krabs
send
will
it to me once.
tell you the three. Any of the other three other than your quarterback and my wide receiver.
All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Oh, I got a text. All right. Nico Collins is going to turn green. Caleb Williams is going to turn green. Trey McBride is extremely crabby. So I'll give you a cap tip there. I think that turns green as well. And then you got Lamar and Jahmyr Gibbs. I think it's probably the Gibbs square, man. That's the square that it makes my stomach a little uneasy. The Lamar one I could get with. I would certainly prefer the rushing touchdowns because I do think he's going to poach a bunch of touchdowns, especially when Derrick Henry gets hurt. Not if, but when. He's going to poach a bunch of touchdowns on the goal line. But it's the Gibbs square that makes my stomach uneasy. Gibbs played every game last year. He was a fucking workhorse. David Montgomery was the RB who missed a couple games last year. I'm always concerned buying high on RBs coming off a career season because we know how injury prone that position is. That's the one that scares me. That's the one I think sells, if I'm being honest. I hope it doesn't. I want to make sure that's perfectly clear because I will be tailing it just like Jovan said. I will be tailing the goat whale for better or for worse. All right, Trent, don't let me down.
Lamar might be the worst square I've ever seen in my life.
And Goots hates the Lamar square because he thinks he's Peyton Manning. Okay.
I mean, he's literally one of the best stars in the league by numbers, but it's okay. It's okay. Good try, Trent.
Last year he might have been the best.
See, there you go.
But it has not always been that case, Goots.
That doesn't mean he's going to run more.
ESPN projects the goat whale to hit with ease. Just saying. Trent.
It's just,
that's where you
know what
me,
else ESPN projected? Fucking Jordan to hit 45 nicks.
That's where you lose me, Trent. Bless your heart. All right. Should we look at any other games here? We did do the squad ride a little early today to try to weed out the trolls, although it didn't work. What about the late night game? Let's go check out the Reds and the Dodgers. Hunter Green had a sick play on the mound last night, all for nothing. Reds still fucking lost. God damn it. Jovan, they are on, as Chewy would say, the Reds are on thin ice.
Thinnest of ice.
They're on thin ice, bro.
I mean, their offense didn't do anything, but turns out they're on 12 Ks against the Angels. It's not making you a good pitcher, unfortunately, when the lights are bright. But, I mean, today, I don't know how Nick Martinez – this would be such a Nick Martinez start for him to actually be good because the matchup couldn't be any worse for him. And every time he's pitched against them, I think a couple times like the last couple of years, and every single time it's the biggest Shohei bettors in the world, more than you think ever see him bet otherwise, which is nuts. But I don't know. I'm staring at it, and the line moving towards them very much feels like the A's against Scooball yesterday, I will say. So, I mean, just looking at that, obviously not Scooball on the other side, but makes me want to go back to him. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Banana the Goat Whale is out. You can go find it on Trent's Pickit. Pickit cannot be freer or easier to use. So if you have not downloaded Pickit yet, download it. Get involved. Hurry up. Go. Use promo code Bookit when you download and start tracking on Pickett today. Start checking out Trent's Prize Picks lineups today on Pickett. Javon's Prize Picks lineups, LC's Prize Picks lineups, Rav's Prize Picks lineups, Preston's Prize Picks lineups, the whole fucking squad. And I've got my straight bets on that puppy. Okay? Dubs. Travis Kelce engaged. I could not care less. Could not care less. T-Burn, probably a good play there.
Fade him. Fade him. I'm in on that.
I'd rather fade his yards because I just think he's slow as molasses.
Yeah.
I would rather fade his yards. That's the play I went over when we covered the Chiefs. That was my play. And I have Travis Kelce on my dynasty team. I'm trying to flip him, and nobody wants him because they're so tired of hearing. They're so tired of hearing about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and all this bullshit and this guy being in all these movies and shit that they don't even want to take him. I can't even sell him for the low. Nobody wants Travis Kelce, not even because his play on the field, but just because of him as a person. I can't trade him. Sucks. Yep. All right.
Last thoughts on maybe the most popular Twitter PID of century today, Krabs? Matthew Boyd.
What would that be? Ooh.
I mean, I don't know if I've seen anything more on the feed in weeks than I think his outs today. There's been some strikeouts, but his outs and anything Cubs related is just unreal today.
Well, his squares on Prize Picks do make it seem like he's going to pitch pretty well. And Matthew Boyd is kind of one of those guys like Martin Perez. He's old, veteran, crafty lefties. Tyler Anderson, who just every time you fade him, it just never works. So I won't be fading him, but Jovan, good eye though, bro. If he's the POD, I certainly won't be back in Mr. Matthew Boyd. It just sucks that guys like that typically cash more than they don't. I wish that wasn't the case.
I wish. He feels a lot closer to probably yesterday's Joe Ryan than he does a Martin Perez start, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I mean, the amount of times I've seen that play, again, I don't know that I've seen it very much in that number in anything in the past couple weeks, which is insane. And usually when the Giants are involved on a play like that, whether it's for or against them, whether it's Logan Webb or whether it's some pitcher against them, it just does not end well.
Cannot end well. Almost never does.
Never, dude. The Giants are one of those teams.
Yeah. The Giants are dog shit, so that also concerns me a little bit. Dog shit.
A little bit.
Chat, I got one question for you before we wrap this up, and you guys got the Surge stream right after this. Who do you think Trent's first touchdown score is going to be on next Thursday? Who's it going to be? Very, very curious. Is he going to go tight end? Is he going to go A.J. Brown? Is he going to go Jalen Hurts? Is he going to go Alcantara with some juice, some value there? Who is Trent's first touchdown score going to be in Eagles versus Cowboys a week from Thursday? Will Shipley is crazy. Picking up what you're putting down, though. Could it be new Cowboys player George Pickens?
The thing is, like, he's probably going to be on the Eagles, right?
I'm assuming so. He hates the Cowboys' guts.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to start the season with Cowboys +7. We've lost it.